Nation, I'm Gabriela Garcia.
And I'm Michael Allen.
We have a great episode for you. We have a controversial topic for our Geek Nation conversation.
And we have your Fact or Fiction 5 segment.
And a new trivia question for this week, so let's get started. You can go to CleekGeeks.com right now and get postseason grades for every NBA team. We have 2 separate articles that contain 15 teams in alphabetical order, and feel free to comment on any of the grades of any of the teams.
And it's back, Fact or Fiction 5. The first one is, LeBron James, is he the best player in the NBA? Fact or fiction?
Right now, yes, he proved that in the playoffs, I think. I mean, I'm not a LeBron James fan at all, but I have to give him props. He definitely is the best player right now. The Chicago Cubs will sustain the best record in baseball for the remainder of the regular season. Fact or fiction?
Fact. They're going to be on a tear. I just know it. I can feel it. They had a 4-game losing skid, and this team has kind of regained their energy and just their status of an elite team. So they're back at it.
Our fantastic golf writer, Christian Potts, wrote a great golf article about the United States Golf Association and the botching of the moving ball play, which leads to this: a golfer should be told right away if he's going to be penalized. Fact or fiction?
Fact. I mean, I think it messes with the golfer's game and mentality if they're going to be told later on. This week in Zach Brunner's fantasy football picks, he said Rob Gronkowski is the best fantasy football tight end. Fact or fiction?
I'm going to have to say fact. I don't think anyone's better than the Gronk. Our weekly article, Into the Cardinals' Nest, is written by William Taylor, and he gives the St. Louis Cardinals a chance to catch the Chicago Cubs. Fact or fiction?
Fiction. They won't catch them, and I think the Pirates will end up in second place in the NL division.
I'm going to agree with you there. Last week's Geek Nation poll question was, tie game, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, runner on third. Who do you want at bat? Pete Rose or Ichiro Suzuki? So 46% said Ichiro, and a surprising 54% said Pete Rose.
And for the Think Tank trivia question, it is, on June 18th, Alex Rodriguez hit a 2-run homer to put himself solely in 6th place in MLB career total bases, passing Babe Ruth. In the top 100 players of all time in total bases, there are only 6 active major leaguers. A-Rod is the highest. Who are the other 5? And for the stat of the week this week, Andrew Beckwith of Coastal Carolina University is the 4th pitcher in the last 25 years to throw 2 complete games in 1 College World Series. The other 3 pitchers have led their teams to College World Series wins.
For this week's quote of the week, if I was running an organization, there would never be anybody who was off limits. That was the response from Brewers outfielder Ryan Braun when asked if he thought he would be traded soon. We're going to give you 2 answers right now to our Think Tank trivia question, but let's remind you what that question is. On June 18th, Alex Rodriguez hit a 2-run homer to put himself solely in 6th place in MLB career total bases, passing Babe Ruth. In the top 100 players of all time in total bases, there are only 6 active major leaguers. A-Rod is the highest. Who are the other 5? So at number 70, with 4,229 total bases, is Miguel Cabrera. With 4,431, good enough for 54th place, is Carlos Beltran. This week's Geek Nation poll question is, we have talked about 2 controversial baseball players in A-Rod and Ryan Braun. Our Geek Nation conversation will talk about a 3rd in Jose Reyes. We want to know, which of these 3 players would you be the angriest if your favorite MLB team traded for them? So make sure you go to our Twitter and let us know your answer.
And for the Geek Nation conversation, as mentioned earlier, this will revolve around Rocky shortstop Jose Reyes. For a little backstory, Reyes was arrested in Hawaii last year for allegedly choking and pushing his wife. His wife refused to cooperate with authorities, and the case was dismissed. But MLB still suspended him for the first 51 games of the season. Now the Rockies are going to release him and pay him over $30 million in the process. Plus, rumor has it that the Mets are going to sign him when he's officially released. Do you agree with the stand the Rockies are taking against domestic violence in baseball, even though it's costing them over $30 million?
Yeah, I definitely do agree with them. I love that they're taking a stand. It shouldn't be tolerated. I know they're, losing money over it, but still, they should warn athletes that this kind of behavior will not be tolerated in sports.
If you were a Mets fan, would you be upset when they turn around and sign Reyes? Or would you say it's a good call for baseball?
I mean, I don't really have feelings over it anyway. I know that it's true that the Mets are going to sign him, but, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. It might upset a lot of Mets fans, if they do have strong feelings towards it, but in the end, he wants to play somewhere. The Mets are willing to sign him, so gotta give it up to him. At least he found a team that's willing to take him after all that. Does the fact that Reyes' own wife did not pursue legal action affect your feelings on the subject?
No, it's her choice. She can or can't. Doesn't matter. She didn't want to take the legal action, so she doesn't have to.
Is there anything Jose Reyes can say or do that would allow you to more easily put this charge behind him?
The situation really doesn't intrigue me in any way. I really don't care. Good. He's got a team. He's sorry for his actions. His wife didn't do anything about it. Drop it. It's over with.
All right.
Multiple players have done other bad things and continue to play sports. Drugs, cheating on their spouses, spitting on umpires, drinking, and fighting, just to name a few. Is domestic violence different than other crimes? How is it different?
I just think it's horrible. That's probably the worst thing you can do when you're an athlete, because you're in the public eye, and word's going to get out eventually. No matter if the wife is talking, the husband's talking, it's going to get out there. And spitting on an umpire is not good. Drinking, fighting, we see Johnny Manziel, what's spiraling from his life, but this is just different. It's violent. It's, something you don't want to see your favorite athlete do at all. Anyone on any team.
Wrong is an understatement. Hitting your wife, hitting your husband, leaving black eyes and bruises, cuts on their face and body, for them to walk out the door and have a media frenzy about it is completely, I don't want to even say wrong. And look what happened with Reyes. There was an actual camera that caught it on tape. So I think with that whole situation, and it doesn't matter if it's a female hitting a male or a male hitting a female, it's domestic violence. It is, and it's wrong. But again, wrong is an understatement.
I agree with you.
To remind you of our Twitter poll question this week, we talked about A-Rod, Ryan Braun, and Jose Reyes in this episode. We want to know, which of these three players would you be angriest if your favorite MLB team traded for them?
Make sure you go to our Twitter @_Geek Nation_ and vote on the poll.
And we're going to give you the last couple answers of our Think Tank trivia question. With 4,600 total bases and number 41 on the top 100 total bases for a career is David Ortiz. 10 spots higher at 31 with 4,431 is Adrian Beltre of the Texas Rangers. And at 17 on the list with 5,066 is Albert Pujols.
Before we go, we just want to make sure you go to cleatgeeks.com to read all the articles that have been posted this week. There's some NBA, football, golf, all of it.
And make sure to go follow all of our social media accounts. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Make sure to follow Cleat Geeks on Twitter and like us on Facebook. And make sure to like the show account @_Geek Nation_ on Twitter and just search Geek Nation on Facebook. I'm Michael Allen.
I'm Gabriela Garcia.
And thank you for tuning in this week.